Welcome back to my channel. This is the look that I'm going to be creating today. If you are interested in seeing how I achieved it, please make sure you hang out and watch the rest of this video. Also, as always, don't forget, if you like me and you like this video, give me a thumbs up and then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I do post every Sunday. Alright guys, so my eyebrows are carved out. I have my kind of guideline with white liner already on. I forgot to turn my camera on, so sorry. So I'm going to use my favorite Fit Me foundation by Maybelline, and I'm just going to fill in the upper portion of my face. And I'm going to leave underneath the white liner completely bare for right now. You want that really harsh line, that's totally okay because we'll work with it later, but you want to be able to see where you're working with because I'm going to go in with a bunch of colors. So first I'm going to use the e.l.f. palette, it's Opposites Attract, and I'm going to go in with that really bright purple shade. It's called Easy Going. Initially, I was kind of just stamping it on and trying to get the color, but I didn't set my foundation, so it was going on really pigmented, and it was getting a little too dark and a little too dense, so I quickly switched over to very light brush strokes and buffing it out. So right now, I'm barely touching it to my skin. So I decided to just take it all the way down the middle, and I'm just following right here the white line that I initially drew with the white liner, and I'm just dragging it out slowly. I don't want any harsh lines because I want everything to fuse and blend together. Using the Mar palette by ColourPop, and I'm going to use the darkest blue that I have. It's just a compacted brush. That brush already had the same blue shade on it, so it was really easy for me to just use that one and not have to get another brush dirty with that blue because it's really hard to get off. So here I am making sure that I'm staying right on the line. You can see I don't want the colors to bleed down. And then I'm just dragging it up above, and I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides. So it almost starts kind of look like a little bit of a butterfly effect, but as we go further, you'll see me fuse the colors together a little bit more. So now that I did the other side with the blue, you can see it's very similar with where I have the colors, and I went back in with the Easy Going color, and it's the blue, it's the purple shade, and I'm just fusing together the blue and the purple because the lines were a little too harsh for me. So again with the Mar palette, I'm going to use the two shimmery shades. It's a turquoise and a blue. And I'm just going to pat that in where the blue shade ended underneath my eyes. I add a little bit kind of on the top and all over, but I really like the color it gave me when I mixed the two because that much dark blue wasn't doing it for me. So same purple shade, it's Easy Going from the e.l.f. palette. I'm going to go back in and fuse the blue and the purple on the outer parts of the color. So that is a individual pressed powder from ColourPop. It's just in a pink shade. I will put the name of the shade down below. Basically with this pink, what I wanted to do was add a really soft color, and this pink was perfect. And I am kind of just fusing it in, putting little pops of pink where I think it's, you know, too dark or just really too much of one color, because I want everything to be really soft, like a painting, like all together. And here I just wanted to show you guys everywhere that I put the pink, so I just went ahead and fast forwarded through the majority of it. So again with the e.l.f. palette, I'm going to go in with that white. It's the lightest shade. It's called Low Key. It's a really pretty highlighting shade that I use a lot since I have gotten it. When I was putting it on initially over the color, it looked really good, but it just wasn't going on enough. So I was doing like layer after layer after layer. And then finally I was like, why don't I just spray the brush? So by spraying it with the setting spray, it made the brush a little damp, and so it picked up more of the eyeshadow, and I was able to pack it on a little bit more and get some more pigment out of it. You'll see when I am putting that shadow on, I'm just dabbing really lightly because I don't want to drag it too much because it'll pick up all the color on my face and then put it into the shadow, which I don't want because it is a very light color. I'm also just going to highlight the bridge of my nose a little bit, and then I'm going to go under my eyebrows and highlight my brow bone as well before I finish up with this shade. I was flicking it through my eyebrows because I really wanted shimmery brows, but it definitely wasn't working right now, so you'll see later. Now I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Paint Pot in black, and I'm going to just color in my whole face. I skipped through it because it took me a long time and it's super easy. You didn't need to watch me do it. So with the white paint pot, I'm going to draw on all my stars and constellations, and everything and all the small detail. This part I am just trying to make the Little Dipper or the Big Dipper, it doesn't matter. They are just the same thing basically. I did notice I was having a really hard time trying to put the two paint pot colors on top of each other. So I was trying to initially drag the white all the way into the black color and make some of the stars in the black because I thought it would look really cool and pop, but they're very greasy, and so trying to put them on top of each other, it just muddied the white shades so much that you couldn't even tell. So I decided against that, and I will let you guys watch me draw constellations on my face. Also, these paint pots that I got, they're Wet n Wild is the brand, and I literally just got them at Fred Meyer. Fred Meyer is kind of like a Walmart, but 10 times better. And it was just in the Halloween section with like kids' Halloween costumes and decorations. So it was super cheap to get it. I was really excited because I see like beauty bloggers using it all the time, and I thought it was really expensive, but it was only a few bucks. It couldn't have been more than $5 for that big old thing, and it goes on really well. You have to put on a couple layers to get it really dark, but it's not too bad. I keep referencing a photo to make sure that I angle the lines right because they're not just boxed like normal the way they're set up. So I wanted to try and get it as close to realistic and similar as possible. While I was doing this, I was getting super frustrated because I could not get the white paint pot to show up super pigmented. It was driving me insane, and it took me almost halfway through the look to figure out how to get the white shade to show up really white. And basically what I had to do is just mix it up, and I sprayed some setting spray in it to loosen it a little bit, and I just swirled the brush a lot in it, and it came to almost like a watery, creamy consistency. And once I got it to that consistency, I was able to pick it up little by little with my tiny brush. And then I got that really pretty white, bright white shade that I had been trying to get. So I clearly gave up on the Little Dipper on the other side of my face and worked on everything else. And I went back to that later. There wasn't any, oh, apparently I'm taking a smoke break. This is a little G-pen my boyfriend got me, and it works great. Ooh, diamonds. Well, they're fake, they're plastic diamonds, but I'm gonna go in with House of Lashes glue. It's just lash glue, And you can put the lash glue on the little like bedazzled diamonds itself, or you can put the lash glue on your face. It doesn't matter. I'm using these little diamonds to make my stars look a little bit more shimmery, a little bit more bright when the light hits them, and I'm just sticking them right smack in the middle. And I'm just using the box of ones that I got them from Michael's, the craft store, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, and I'm just using the smallest one that I can. So here, this is also from Michael's. It's just a loose glitter, and I didn't want to put a bunch of diamonds on every star that I put on, so I just put on some loose glitter on the ones that I didn't feel like gluing onto my face. And then I had the great idea to make my eyebrows glittery because I was trying to do it earlier with the low key shadow and it wasn't working. So I sprayed some setting powder I sprayed some setting spray like you saw to make my brows a little bit damp, and I also sprayed the brush and put those all over my brows. The shade I just showed you was a really pretty, like, it's so hard to explain. It's one of my favorite shadows from ColourPop, and again, I'll put that shade name down below. I think they're still selling it because I did buy it on like a blowout sale or something where they're discontinuing a lot. So that I'm just using to add like more dimension to my face. It's this really gorgeous orange color, but when it goes on your skin, it gives the most amazing like luminous glow. It's crazy. So I just went over around this the white stars and added a little extra pop. This black lipstick I also got from Fred Meyer in the same section. I put it on my lips and I noticed how black it was, so I decided to color my whole face with it. It was fun to color my face with lipstick also. You can see how much darker that pigment is. This is just a blue eyeliner from Maybelline. I got it at the sale section at Ulta a couple weeks ago. And I'm just buffing it out with the flat brush that I use with the blue from the Mar palette. I'm just going to swipe some mascara on my lids to finish up the upper portion of the look. I thought about putting false lashes on, but this mascara made my lashes so thick and I didn't feel like putting lashes on. This eyeliner I got also from Fred Meyer. I think it was like $2, and I'm just trying to darken up my waterline, which clearly I hate doing. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did on my face on my neck. So here's the final look. I hope you guys liked it, and leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. Bye guys.